Today we're going to be doing some watercolour stamping. It's easy. Hi there, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I've got the beautiful Build-A-Flower Primrose. It's the release for July 2020, and of course, like a lot of the Build-A-Flowers, all of them, they are layering stamp sets, and this one is beautiful. It's sketchy, and that gave me the idea to do some more watercolour stamping. I have grabbed a couple of the solid, so the base layer of the stamp, so this is the very solid image, and I've popped them on a block. I'm starting with the bigger flower, and I'm adding my watercolour brush marker direct to that. I've put two colours on the block at once and spritzed it with some water. That way the colours are going to mix as I stamp them. Don't worry, I'm going to show it to you again. I do like to clean my stamps in between, so that way I'm not starting with a watered down effect and I'm not wasting much ink. So I'm doing the same again. I've put the lighter colour in the middle and the green colour in the middle and the blue colour on the outside, and spritzed it, and then I'm just going to stamp it directly onto my cardstock. So this is some of the watercolour paper pad cardstock from Altenew, and I've cut it to the same size as the front of my card. Now the last flower that I stamped there is a lot lighter than the other two, and I did that by simply adding less of the watercolour brush marker to the stamp. I want to add some leaves now, and I'm wanting them to look like they're behind the flowers a little. Not that it really matters because it's a similar colour to the flower, and it is a washy watercolour look, so you don't have to be too perfect like me. Look what I did here. I totally dropped a massive big drop and then made it worse. So there you go, happy mistake, a leaf was placed right there. I did allow these to sort of dry, and if I wanted to speed it up, I actually did use my heat tool on the low setting to make sure that they kind of dried before I wanted to add different colours. Like I wanted to put this sort of yellow centre in the middle of the flower, and I wanted to add a darker green to the leaf, so I did hit it with the heat tool or wait till it was nearly dry before I restamped over the top. I didn't really want the inks to mix too much, although they did tend to mix more than I thought they would. I wanted some splatters, so I'm using my watercolour brush marker again. I just added some directly to a block, and just a normal acrylic block, and I'm flicking it off with the end of the brush. Now I am using the outline layers here, so I've only used actually 2 layers of the stamp to do this, and I've got the outline and some obsidian black ink, and I'm stamping them down, but like I said, I want the flowers to look like they're in front of the leaves, so I did have to create a mask. I only cut the bit that I needed. I was being very lazy here. No one will ever know. And I did that for all the flowers and the leaves. I just love these colours together in a card. Now there wasn't enough splatter for me, so I came in with the jet black ink spray here as well and protected my flowers a little bit. Now it's time for the sentiment, and I've got the Apothecary labels. I'm a little bit addicted to this set. And I'm stamping it with some of the black obsidian ink. I do this a couple of times because I wanted this to be really intense, and this black ink is intense, and it's my favourite ink, dare I say. And I have the coordinating dies, and I've got a die cut here that I'm lining up over top, and I'm holding that in with some painter's tape, and then I just put the die in place and hold that in with some painter's tape. In fact, a lot of painter's tape. You certainly don't need that much, but it worked. Hey, go figure. I've attached the panel to the front of my card and added a second layer of black cardstock behind my Apothecary label just to give it a little bit more dirtiness, and I popped that up on the front of the card, and then added a signature words die just with a little bit of matte medium. I like to use the center of my crafting mat and that just helps me line up where the centers are on my card. I'm using this all the time. So don't forget to head to my blog, because this is part of a hop and there are chances to win, and the link is in the description below. So if you did enjoy this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe to my channel, because I'll be back again real soon with more inspiration. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.